Hello everyone, I made a mistake. I played the entirety of chapter 12 and didn't record it. So I'm going to redo it. I considered just leaving it and moving on because not a whole lot happened, but I'm going to re-record it. That is the first time I've ever done that. Looks like the kidnappers made a big mistake. The girl in the trunk was Detective Jowd's daughter, Camilla, not the minister's daughter. When I got back to the Justice Minister's office, things were getting even more out of hand. The devastated man was being grilled by the fiery detective lady. I told Lynn what I had found out about the kidnapping, that it wasn't the Justice Minister's daughter who had been abducted. That the kidnappers had been holed up in Camilla's old house, and that they sensed my presence and were already gone. But Camilla? Why do they have Camilla? They made a mistake. They fucked up, and they grabbed the entirely wrong child. Her father isn't the stupid old Justice Minister. I think the stupid old part is a little uncalled for. Looks like the kidnappers made a mistake somehow. The poor girl, kidnapped for the ransom of her own father's execution. It's just too much. It's a cruel twist of fate, I agree. And then there are those other twists, too. Like the kidnappers winding up in and using Camilla's old house as their hideout. There's no way it could be just coincidence. And them sensing my presence. They seem to know about the powers of the dead. I apologize if I sound like I'm trying to get through this fast. It's because I am. Because I already played this once. And I feel so stupid that I wasn't recording. They seem to know about the powers of the dead. I just don't understand any of it. Me neither. I told you before, Detective. I want you to stand back. Who cares about distance at a time like this? Look, Mr. Minister, it wasn't your daughter that was kidnapped. Don't try to pretend you didn't hear what we were saying. Lag! How can I believe in you? I'm a realist! You're gonna have to suspend your realism. Alright, you're gonna just have to believe in ghosts for a moment. Because it would be one thing if only you were talking to a ghost. But if someone next to you is also talking to that exact same ghost, I think maybe you just have to accept that the ghost exists, okay? You are infuriating to deal with. Please, if you don't believe what we say, see for yourself. Just call home and... I tried calling 100 times. My wife won't answer. She won't? It's complicated. Oh, why does life have to be such a complicated thing? But if she doesn't answer, doesn't that mean everything's normal? It doesn't prove it. And I'm being watched. I can't have the police go check for me. Besides, if the execution isn't carried out tonight, the hostage will be killed. What difference does it make that it's not my daughter? I mean, he's got a point. Whoa-wee! That's quite a pickle, Mr. Minister. Quite a pickle. Yeah, fucking... dancing inspector over here. Miss me, baby. Inspector Cabanela. And he busts a move. He's always got to bust a move. I have a little report for you, Mr. Minister. And he bows. That cannot be comfortable. The escaped prisoner has been apprehended. Thought you might like to see him, so here he is. For the most part, this chapter is, I can't even really say it's information being dropped. It's kind of like a middle point, almost. Detective Jowd, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to lose an entire chapter of my playthrough, so that's why I'm back to replay it. I know that you're innocent. I just can't prove it. I'm so sorry. Lynn, please, don't apologize to me. The beautiful love between a teacher and student brings a tear to my eye. It's probably like a father to her. Or something similar to that, because, she sees Camilla like a sister. Lynn doesn't really know that Jowd is innocent. She just believes it from the bottom of her heart. The execution and the kidnapping are real threats, and time marches on. I'll gather information and see if I can think of something. This all relates back to me somehow. I just know it. You knew, didn't you, Inspector Cabanela, that the execution was tonight? I don't believe I had any obligation to tell you.
And you're fine with this? I mean, you know as well as I do. Detective Jowd could never have done such a thing.
Ha ha ha. Oh, come on now, baby. I know no such thing. Huh? I know two things to be true, and two things only. One, he was given the death penalty, and two, he tried to escape. What else could I do but haul him in, baby?
If that's the case, why did you bring him here?
Whatever do you mean, young lady?
He escaped from prison, right? So why didn't you just take him back to the prison? I think you only brought him here to brag about your accomplishment. Isn't that right, Inspector? For your own selfish reasons?
Get his ass. Grill him. Cook him over the fire.
So are all those rumors about you true? That the only thing you care about is a spotless record? Is that more important to you than saving a friend?
And he's got nothing to say for himself. Everybody has certain principles they can't go back on. Including me. I don't think you have principles, dude. I don't think you have a spine, you coward. You'll understand that someday, baby. That's enough, Lynn.
But Detective Jowd...
I'm a death row inmate who escaped from prison. This is how it should be.
But...
Yeah, I don't think talking to the Justice Minister does me any good. My poor Emily. Is she alright? Actually, the girl who was kidnapped is named Camilla. Why is a dream talking to me in my head again?
Wait a minute. Emily? Could that be the Emily next door?
Yes, I think so.
Wow, I didn't know the Justice Minister lived next door.
He doesn't. No, not me. My wife. It's, complicated. Yeah, I bet it would be pretty hard to admit she left him.
The Minister's wife ran away on him? Maybe they grew apart with him being so busy?
Yeah, I bet you're right. Please stop gossiping about me inside my own head.
Lynn, how's it going? We're having this conversation a second time, but neither of the characters know it. I'm just a dumbass who didn't press start recording. Whatever. According to what I heard, Emily was supposed to go to some sort of lesson tonight. Those horrible kidnappers, they were lying in wait for her.
But Emily didn't go out after all. She couldn't. She had a fever.
Huh. And so the kidnappers grabbed Camilla by mistake instead?
Apparently, Emily and Camilla are about the same age. The kidnappers must have gotten the two of them mixed up.
It's my fault. If I hadn't asked Camilla to do that errand for me, this never would have happened.
Oh, right. You asked her to bring the music box.
Camilla.
Don't worry, we're gonna save her. We're gonna save her. She'll be alright. Don't you worry about it. So, Mr. Ghost, we meet again. I hear something happened. Something about a kidnapping. Some kidnappers are saying they abducted the Justice Minister's daughter. That's terrible. What's the demand? Your demise. The carrying out of your execution. Tonight. Ha ha ha. I had no idea I was so hated. But the minister doesn't have to worry. I die and it's all over. Very simple.
It's not that simple.
Why not?
Because it isn't really the minister's daughter who got kidnapped. It's Camilla.
What? Camilla? Yeah, it's your daughter. Checked out for myself. I'm positive. No, it can't be. And by the way, Camilla told me something interesting. She said the one who killed her mother 5 years ago was Camilla herself. Pause. I need to drink some water. Give me one moment. Water has been drank. I don't think it helped very much.
What? What are you talking about?
Don't listen to him. I'm the one who shot her. I'm the one who shot Alma. And when I'm executed tonight, that will be the end of it. Camilla won't have to suffer anymore after tonight. For a capable detective, you say some incredibly misguided things. You dying isn't going to end that girl's suffering. It'll just bring her new suffering. The only person's pain this execution is going to ease is yours.
Is it true? What Camilla said?
Why don't you tell us what you know? To be honest, I still don't understand what happened that day. It was my wife's, Alma's, birthday. We came home from work and she went in first. The gun went off, but, you know, the child probably did not set up a contraption to shoot her own mother. So. Oops. I knocked the microphone, my apologies. I looked for the shooter, but there was nobody to be found. There was nobody there besides Alma and Camilla, just the two of them. So the little lady's mother died right in front of her.
Oh my, that's so horrible. Yeah, that kid might need therapy, a little bit.
Camilla told me about it. She was crying. She said the contraption she made did something it wasn't supposed to do, made an impossible move. An impossible move?
Why don't we just jump straight to that one, because it continues out the last one.
Camilla was a quiet little girl, but she was good with her hands. She was a little genius at making elaborate toys and contraptions. But there were two very strange points about that contraption.
The first was, of course, the firing of that gun.
Right, that was an antique gun I'd had on display for years. So it wasn't part of the little lady's original design.
Of course it wasn't. It was supposed to be a surprise for her mother's birthday.
The other strange point was the movement of that Cupid.
Cupid?
Yeah, the little Cupid that came out from here. It wasn't supposed to turn around. It was supposed to shoot its arrow without turning around.
It would have set off the party poppers. We're like, yay, happy birthday, Mom. And instead it was like, oh no, I shot my own mother.
Somebody made it change the contraption's design and then manipulated it.
I don't know what to say.
I didn't have time to think things through then. All I knew was I had to protect Camilla. I made a small adjustment to the scene and turned myself in.
What kind of adjustment?
The gun, of course. The gun, eh? Come to think of it. Yeah, he removed the gun.
My dog is barking downstairs. I do not know if that can be heard through the microphone. I am assuming not, and I'm hoping not. My dog barks a lot, but that's just what having a dog entails. If you don't want a dog to bark, don't get a dog. Okay,
there was no gun there. Just a picture hanging on the wall. Of course not, because I secretly switched the gun out of that frame with the picture. I didn't believe what she told me about her contraption, but one thing was for certain. That gun was still smoking.
So it definitely fired.
So the gun really did shoot Alma. I hid the gun before I went to the police.
You hid it?
I put it in a wooden box and gave it to a certain detective.
What? You mean...
And that detective still thinks it's a music box.
So that's what was in the box, huh?
Got a different murder weapon ready to give to the police. My own pistol. And I did a few other things to make it look good. I won't go into the details. When I was all done, I turned myself in.
Now, Powers of the Dead.
It's been 5 years since then. I stopped thinking about it. I shot Alma. There's no other explanation. That's what I'd convinced everyone of, even me. But tonight you showed up and gave me an explanation I never would have thought of before. The powers of the dead, right? That day, in that room, powers that I didn't understand were at work. And if that's the case, it clears up all the mysteries. Maybe not all. There are a couple of other people who know about those powers.
The blue people do. Is somebody there? Can you hear me? I can sense your presence, you know.
The kidnappers who abducted Camilla knew about those powers.
And I speculated before. Clearly they want Jowd gone for some reason. They want him out of the picture. They want him dead. And they were willing, potentially, to kill his wife to do it. So it makes me wonder, why do they want Jowd dead so badly? Does he know something? Did he discover something? Maybe his wife was the problem, and they were just trying to get rid of her, and they're also like, oh, might as well get rid of this guy, too. I don't know.
There's still a lot of things I don't know. This is no ordinary kidnapping. It looks like my wife's case isn't coming to an end after all. I'm the only one who thought it was.
Detective Jowd.
There's still time before dawn. A little, anyway. How about you see this case through to the end before you die?
Should be coming up close to the end now. Detective Jowd, is what you told us just now true?
Yes, of course.
In that case, there's still time.
Still time?
Time to solve the case that started 5 years ago. You didn't do it, Detective Jowd, and of course little Camilla didn't do it either. So the true perpetrator is still out there, and I'm going to prove it. For Camilla's sake.
The perpetrator's probably dead. If we're assuming they used powers of the dead to, kill Alma, then, like, they're dead. And if it was 5 years ago and ghosts disappear at dawn, they're, like, double dead.
So, good luck with that.
That sounds wonderful.
Thank you, Detective Jowd.
Lynn, where is that music box now?
In Temsic Park, Camilla left it there.
That gun is important evidence. You'd better go pick it up.
Yes, sir. I'll go right now. Sissel, take care of Detective Jowd. And do something about the kidnapping so we can get the minister on our side.
And yet again, I say, easy enough for you to say.
And she's gone. No one even tries to stop her.
What's going on? Deal me the deal, Mr. Death Row inmate. A little change in plans. My daughter has been kidnapped. I can't just go off to die without doing something. But you're in our custody, don't forget. Back at the prison, everybody's waiting for you. A special seat just for you, baby.
The seat is the electric chair.
I guess we'd better prove my innocence on the double. On the double, is it? You sound so determined, my old friend. I want to save Camilla. In more ways than one. And that's all there is to it. I see, my old friend. In more ways than one. And he busts a move, because of course he does. What say you, Mr. Minister? May we have your decision? Should the execution be carried out tonight, as planned? Or should we hold off and wait for this important evidence to come in? The order still stands. Bring the prisoner back immediately and resume his enforcement.
And he bows way too deep. As you wish, Your Excellency.
Please don't bow down to me, and especially not that low. In that case, can I have one of your boys arrange a prison van to pick him up? Would you be so kind?
Yes, sir. And he goes to arrange a prison van. And he pulls a chair out of nowhere. It came out of his ass, or from, like, the tails of his coat. I don't know where he was keeping it. I didn't even know he had it.
The van should take about 10 minutes, I'm guessing. Your escape tonight was brilliant. Will you show me another miracle in these last few minutes of yours, Mr. Death Row inmate?
What do you got?
I'm glad to see Detective Jowd all fired up now. But I feel like I'm under the gun here. Even if Lynn does come through with proof of Jowd's innocence, it will be meaningless if Jowd or Camilla dies. Got to do something about that kidnapping. Somehow. Maybe I should ask for some advice from the capable detective here?
Jowd, my man, what's going on?
Most likely the minister won't stop the execution. Not as long as there's any small chance his daughter is the one who was kidnapped.
But she isn't the one, I'm sure of it.
Well, it would be great if we could prove that to the minister.
Prove it. How?
I doubt his wife is ever going to answer that phone if we call from here. If we call from here, right. But a telephone works in both directions.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is only family members can solve a family problem. Hey, Mr. Ghost?
Yes?
I have to admit, I don't like depending on others. But you're the only one who could change this situation.
Gee, detective.
For these past 5 years, Camilla is the only thing that kept me going. I can't go meekly to the chair now. I hate to ask this, but would you mind saving me?
I'll try. The key to getting the Justice Minister to stump the execution is his wife and daughter.
But is there a way?
Well, we have to get to the phone first. I don't think this guy's gonna tell us anything. Excuse me, Mr. Minister.
I can't hear you. La 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 la.
I'm sure you heard everything we've been saying. Are you telling me you don't believe any of it?
Let me speak plainly. I don't trust you. But there's somebody else whom I trust even less.
Oh yeah? Who's that?
Me! I can't explain your existence. It's not normal, but I'm pretty abnormal myself. So maybe you're a figment of my imagination, a delusion. Would you listen to a delusion?
To be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about. I got the bit about you not trusting me, though.
Good.
Well. Nope. Not what I meant to do. We have to go under. Whoops, not to the water picture. Pitcher, not picture. What? Well, hanging around here won't change anything. I've got 10 minutes before the prison van shows up. If I could just do something about the kidnapping in those 10 minutes. I guess the telephone lines are my only hope. And here we go. I go to Ladies' Red Apartment. And this is the end of the chapter. Man, I hate that I had to re-record this. Just as I thought.
The child sleeps soundly. This little girl is safe in her bed. She sits up. She's coughing. She's a wee bit sick. Murder, execution, jailbreak, betrayal, and now kidnapping. This last link in the long chain of a sad fate lit a fire in Zhao's heart, and the chance to turn it all around is right here in this room. I'm getting a strange premonition. Everything that happened so far tonight has related back to me in some way, and I bet this mistaken-ridden abduction does too. Looking forward to seeing how it connects. I swear to God, if I exit this and turns out that I once again wasn't recording, I'm just going to give up. Thank you for joining me for my second run through Chapter 12. I just really didn't want to lose an entire chapter, even if it's on the shorter side. I will be back next time with Chapter 13. I hope I actually recorded this time. I will be so mad if I didn't. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.